friends. Rishikesh Vyas welcomes you all this Friday evening on behalf of Team Udan Saluters. We are very fortunate that amongst us we have a very esteemed speaker for the day, Ms. Jinal Shah, who is an authority on the subject matter of health, diet, nutrition. In short, whatever we may want to say, on a very lighter note, I will say, at the end of the day, we all work for our papi pet. And if we are not able to feed ourselves, uh, whereby our body gets benefit out of it, then I don't think whole exercise of our existence makes any sense, or it is productive, in other words. Now, without going much, I will not be taking much of the time because today's session is little curtailed, 45 minutes. So we'll try to use the maximum to our advantage. And for that, first what I'll do is I'll just introduce the speaker briefly. Apart from that, I'll request all the participants that we are getting huge questions on the social media. But what we will do, we will be taking only those questions who are punching currently in the Zoom question and answer tab is there. And in the various social media tabs also we have. And I'm very sure the speaker, once she starts, she will also let you know how you can connect with her to avail us expert guidance post this session wherever is required. So now I'll proceed to introduce the speaker for the day. Jinal Shah has completed her Masters in Clinical Nutrition and Dietetics from SNDT University, Mumbai. She is trained and she is currently working as a senior nutritionist who is well renowned in the celebrity nutrition and dietist Rujuta Diwekar. Continued professional development. FENA's Nutrition Conference at Dublin, Ireland, NSC Fitness Conference, Baltimore, USA, IDEA World Fitness Convention at Las Vegas, USA, ISCNC Sports and Exercise Nutrition at Newcastle, UK. So amongst us, we have a esteemed speaker who is not only known in India, but she also has a very good international exposure as well. She has attended various international conferences and also done presentations on findings from the fitness projects at European Nutrition Conference at Dublin, Ireland, and Malaysia, amongst others. She has been also a participant in a TED Talks for food, on the subject matter of food shaming at Mount Literary Z School, Amritsar, and demystifying nutrition at Phadke Road, Mumbai. Conclaves also, she has been attending various places as a speaker, and some of them include the Business Today's Most Powerful Woman in India Business Awards 2019, CII Women's Leadership Conclave, Health is Wealth, Sinta Act Fest 2019. Educational Institute, she has also been a speaker at IIT Bombay, National Seminar at DY Patil. Apart from that, she has also contributed to welfare projects of Mumbai Police. Now, without taking much of the time, I am very grateful and extend my hearty salutation and gratitude to the speaker, Jinal. And Jinal, welcome you to this platform for Udan, whereby maximum today the participants will be the chartered accountants, the lawyers, the company secretaries, the CEOs, the CFOs, and the other general public as well. Now it is all yours.
No, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Vyas. This is a brilliant and a beautiful opportunity for me, and I feel truly very honored to be part of this talk by Udan Saluters. I feel I'm amongst the most intelligent and the most brightest people. I probably will be the lowest in terms of my mental caliber, but I will do my best to give you all the information that you will need for food and fitness. So before I begin, I just want to share with everyone that Rujuta sends her warm regards and best wishes to everyone for your fitness, for good health, and that she couldn't be here today, but I'm glad I got an opportunity to be here talking to all of you. So what we're going to be talking about is, of course, health, wellness, diet, and fitness. But here's the thing, see, all of us know that CAs, advocates, lawyers, everyone has a lot of stress when it comes to their work. But we also do know that y'all are amongst the most well-planned and well-organized people. All right. So if you can organize and plan your case studies, your audits, your investments, your entire way of working so beautifully, I'm sure you can also work at planning your meals and planning your food just as beautifully. And we just need to put in a little effort, to do that. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to talk about a few things about how to plan your entire day when it comes to food. But before that, I just want to share two very important things with you, because right now in today's situation, in unprecedented times like these, we have figured that health is the real wealth. And the thing about health is that it cannot be earned overnight. It's about building good habits one after the other when it comes to food, when it comes to exercise, when it comes to our daily life. So what are the things that we should do? So the first thing that we should do is not get on to the weighing scale and to not go after that number on the weighing scale. While I completely understand that all of you guys are totally number driven, but this is a number that is really not worth looking at. Okay, it is not worth your time or your investment at all. Why? Because weighing scale is probably the dumbest machine out there. It cannot tell you anything about your health, about your fitness, about your fatness, about your thinness, about nothing. It cannot tell you anything about what's happening inside the body. You must look for real measures. The real measures are the things that help you lead a good life on a daily basis. So what are the things that you must look for? We call it the metabolic health parameters. There are 5 to 6 things that you have to watch out for. The first thing, that are you sleeping well in the night? Okay, are you waking up fresh in the morning? Are you being able to comply with your exercise routine? Very often we make a lot of plans for ourselves that, okay, I'm going to do this exercise, I'm going to start from this week, ye new year se to pakka. And all that we end up doing is donations to the gym and various exercise and fitness classes. It doesn't work beyond that. But that's not how fitness is built. So are you being able to comply with your exercise routine? The fourth thing is that, do you understand your own hunger and satiety signals? Do you recognize when to eat and when to stop eating? Because it's quite funny, if you look at it, humans are the only species that require a dietitian to tell them kitna khana chahiye. No bird, no animal, nobody needs it, right? And we're supposed to be the most evolved and the most intelligent species, पर फिर भी हमको बाहर से कोई चाहिए बोलने के लिए कि इतना खाओ और इधर रुको. So that's not how it works. Can you understand your own hunger, and can you understand when to stop eating? That's the fourth metabolic health parameter that you should look out for. The fifth one is, do you have any kind of acidity, indigestion, bloating, sugar cravings? And if you have these things, then that means something's going wrong. Then it doesn't matter what kind of number the weighing scale shows you. And the sixth thing, which is more for women, but very, very important for women, is a smooth, a regular, a painless, and an effortless period. We have started to believe that PMS is a normal part of a period cycle, but well, it really isn't. Your period has to be a very effortless process. So don't look at the weighing scale, because it's a dumb machine. It's unscientific. It is popular only because wo sasta hai. It is easy for one to just get onto it and get one instant reading, and it is not like a procedure that you have to go through. Iske liye wo famous hai, but when it comes to whether it can tell us about what's happening inside the body, it is a complete wrong thing. So you guys are really intelligent, and you all know about this, that if you weigh yourself on the moon, you're weightless. And if you weigh yourself underwater, you're probably just 1/10 of what you weigh on land, because it's basically an act of gravity. So weighing scale से पता नहीं चलेगा कि अंदर क्या चल रहा है, पर आपके पास 2 पैर है, खुद के पैरों पे खड़े रहो सुबह को उठने के बाद और रात को सोने के पहले, and see how you feel. Do you feel light? Very good. Then you're on the right track. Check these 6 metabolic health parameters. Do you feel good on all of these aspects? Perfect. Then you're getting fitter. Okay, but not by a dropping number. So look for real measures. That's my point number 1. And get rid of the weighing scales. For all of us living in Mumbai, अभी तो लॉकडाउन में there was not a possibility, but we know कि संडे को एक जन every संडे घर पे आता जरूर है. That is a रद्दी वाला. और रद्दी वाला जब आता है तो उसमें जितना रद्दी का वजन है, that is very good, क्योंकि जितना ज्यादा वजन उतना ज्यादा पैसा. But that doesn't apply to the human body, right? And we don't want to treat ourselves like raddi. So please don't treat yourself badly. Y'all are amongst the most successful and amongst the most smartest people. So only look for metabolic health parameters. The second thing that I want to share with y'all is that similarly how you should not look at weight and look at metabolic health parameters, do not look at food as carbohydrate, protein, fats, and calories. You need to look at food from the point of view of the food system, whether this is good for my individual health, whatever that I'm eating, whether this is good for my local economy, matlab the farmer, and whether what I'm eating is good for the global ecology, that is the environment at large. So iska matlab simply agar batao to it is just about eating food that is local, that is in season, and that is traditional, something that you have grown up eating and something that your grandmother has grown up eating. बिकॉज अभी ये लॉकडाउन में हमको ये भी पता चल गया कि हमारे असली दोस्त कौन है. हमारे असली दोस्त है दाल, चावल और घी. बिकॉज और कुछ मिले ना मिले, हमारे घर पे ये हमेशा रहता है. एंड every one of us were looking out for immunity. Every one of us wants to get fitter right now, because in this kind of a pandemic, all that you realize is that there is nothing bigger than health. And what will give you true health and true immunity is dal, chawal, and ghee. So look at food not as food groups. That's discriminatory. That's like racism. And we stand up against racism. So we got to stand up against what is called as nutritionism, which is this division of food into food groups. But you look at it as food systems, local, seasonal, and traditional. Because ye jo food group ka method hai na, that is only good for the food industry. Okay, but it is really not good for the health of the general public. So if we are looking at getting healthy, then we cannot be looking at food like that. For their bottom lines, it's great. For our waistlines, it's really not advisable at all. So that's the second shift that I want you all to do. And the third thing that I'm going to be discussing with you is going to be a full day's plan, because otherwise you all are very well planned, like I said at the beginning, but when it comes to food, it's all over the place. So I'm going to help you to plan your meals the way you all help many other people plan their investments and help them plan many things in their life. So here it goes. How do you start your day? Very important that you start your day with either a fresh local seasonal fruit or just a handful of nuts. Handful of nuts, you can do things like soaked almonds, yeah, soaked kishmish, anything that you like. And don't start your day with tea and coffee. Now, why should you not start your day with tea and coffee? Because wo kya karega na, wo subah ko when you wake up, tea and coffee being a stimulant is like a sudden jhatka for the body. And it will create things like acidity, bloating, indigestion, gassiness. Currently, with the lockdown, when we're in the work from home situation, anyways, we are experiencing slow digestion, and there is a little bit of a compromise in the digestive system. Starting with tea or coffee is going to make that worse. So first, wake up, eat a fresh local seasonal fruit, or you have a handful of nuts. Isse ek aur cheez hoga, that for everyone who's looking at fat burning, for everyone who is struggling with the issue of blood sugar regulation, blood pressure, for everyone who's looking for good immunity, for anybody who's also looking for weight gain for that matter. In fact, everything that I will be discussing right now is applicable to all these conditions. But eating a handful of nuts or a fresh fruit will really help you to address these things. You will kickstart your day with something which is not like a jhatka, but something which will provide a whole range of nutrients and energy to the system. So within 15 minutes of waking up, you eat this, and uske baad 10-15 minutes later, you can have your tea or coffee. Also with your tea or coffee, please have it the way you like it. Matlab with milk, with sugar, with spices, jaise aapko pasand hai. Because this whole thing of having black coffee with a dollop of ghee, none of these things work. Okay, these are diet trends which come and go, but like we have already learned, the only thing that stays is time tested methods of eating food. So have your tea and coffee the way you like it. Post this, you have your breakfast within about maybe 60 minutes of having your raisins. Now, breakfast, make sure that it is something which is more traditional, more homemade. Things like poha, upma, idli, dosa, paratha, thepla, depending on aapke ghar pe kya regularly banta hai. But the one thing that you should definitely avoid is anything coming out of a packet. So things like breakfast cereals, things like ready to cook stuff, oats and muesli and all of these kind of जो packaged options है. See, because ये एक चीज हमेशा याद रखना कि जितना पैकेट खुलेगा उतना पेट फूलेगा. And all of us are struggling with pate right now. None of us want a big pate. We all want flat stomachs. We all want, a good toned body. We want pumped biceps. The only way you're going to get that is if you start your day with a wholesome Indian breakfast. Now, why is a breakfast very important? Because what it will do is it will allow you to start your day with good energy levels. It will ensure that you don't experience any kind of a drop in energy later in the day. And also that ईटिंग अ ट्रेडिशनल ब्रेकफास्ट, देखो क्या हो गया है ना कि ये जो वेट लॉस इंडस्ट्री है, वेट लॉस इंडस्ट्री ने हमको बहुत ही ज्यादा कंफ्यूज कर दिया है अबाउट all the foods that come from our kitchen. So we feel like everything that they are selling to us is very good for us, and everything that comes out of our kitchen जो हमारी दादी नानी ने हमको सिखाया है, all that is bad. क्योंकि दादी नानी ने कोई एडवर्टाइजमेंट नहीं किया, उन्होंने कोई एकदम लाल रंग का साड़ी पहन के डांस करके हमको नहीं बताया कि ओ वाओ लुक एट पोहा, इट इज सो फुल ऑफ न्यूट्रिएंट्स एंड फाइबर एंड विटामिन्स. None of that happened. They didn't sell it to us, they didn't talk in English, and they didn't make it sound very glamorous, which the industry does. Now, if you are amongst the most intelligent people, you should know that why this is happening. This is happening so that we pay more money, but we're not getting health at the end of it. So please stick to a proper homemade breakfast. Often we fear कि अरे ये सब चीज तो कितनी tasty है, तो if I want to get fitter, if I want to lose weight, or if I want, to get rid of my blood sugar, then how can I be eating all of these things? Well, the truth is the only way that you can get fitter, that you can tackle any kind of a non-communicable diseases, and that you can lose weight and keep it off forever is by eating stuff that comes out of your kitchen. So please have a fresh homemade Indian breakfast. अच्छा तो सबको लगता है पर डर बहुत लगता है. So it's important to remember that food is not fattening, but fear is fattening. Okay, so have that as your breakfast. Then for lunch, you do a regular roti, sabzi, dal, chawal, whatever that is prepared at home. For all men out here, please contribute. This is a good time to be in the kitchen with your wives. Help them to do stuff and do it from the start to the end. Okay, it's not about just helping and then leaving all the cleaning up work to the wife. It has to be from the time you enter the kitchen to the time you leave. जैसा मिला था वैसा ही होना चाहिए before you leave. तो साफ सफाई भी करो और अच्छे से help भी करो. For lunch, there are 3 things that you must definitely include. One is ghee. Okay, हमको घी से बहुत ही डर लगने लगा है. But you must know this, that the biggest superfood currently globally is ghee. And the West, if you go to any supermarket, वहाँ पे आपको एक पूरा section मिलेगा which is of ghee. पहले तो उसको वो लोग clarified butter के नाम से बेचते थे, अब तो वो घी के नाम से ही बेचने लगे हैं. In fact, the highest Googled thing in the West, in America, probably is that how to pronounce or how to say ghee, because they can't say ghee the way we say it, they say ghee, but that's what it is. So it's become a superfood. The speciality of this superfood is that it helps to burn all the stubborn fat in the body. जो हमको लगता है ना जमी हुई चर्बी. We very often feel like I'm very okay in my lower body, but my arms are really big. So how do I get rid of that? So one way to get rid of all the stubborn fat in the body is by including ghee. The other thing that you must include in your lunch is like a traditionally prepared chutney. So a chutney which could be something like a curry patta chutney or a peanut chutney or a garlic chutney, जो भी आपके घर पे traditionally बनती है. Why a chutney? What it will ensure is that you experience santushti, satiety at the end of your meal, and you don't go around hunting for a chocolate or something sweet and feel like अरे बिना मीठे के तो मेरा lunch खत्म ही नहीं होता है. Now, if you're experiencing that, it basically means that you're missing out on this essential fat which will come from any of these traditionally prepared homemade chutneys. So you include that. And the third thing that you must definitely make part of your lunch is chas. What chas does is that like I'm a gujju, I feel like Gujaratis ke liye to chas ke bina there is nothing, there is no completion of a meal without chas. It will make sure that you don't feel the need of a tea or coffee immediately after your lunch. You won't need a cigarette. You won't feel a slump in energy. Sometimes we feel like a sudden drop in energy. You feel like abhi isse aage to kaam ho hi nahi payega. If there is any kind of work and audits, what is uska appointment lo hi mat after lunch. But if you include these 3 things, you will feel very good. The other thing that you will experience is, all of us are struggling with a vitamin D drop or a vitamin D deficiency nowadays. We've heard of this. It's become a global issue. And one of the things that you require for vitamin D is good essential fat in the diet. So ghee, a traditional chutney, and chas, these three things will help you to get the essential fat, which will allow for better vitamin D3 assimilation. और अब तो ये भी prove हो गया है that this whole link, that there is a link between your vitamin D status and your chances of getting COVID. So if you are well with your status or nutritionally backed up with your levels of vitamin D3, then you're pretty safe and your immunity is very, very good. So it's important that you include these three things. जब विटामिन डी की बात आती है तो I feel like I always need to share this कि हमको हमेशा ऐसा लगता है कि विटामिन डी सन से मिलता है, और इंडिया में तो सन की कमी नहीं है. इट कम्स इनटू आवर हाउस एंड वी डोंट इवन हैव टू गो आउट फॉर इट. बट सन से बियॉन्ड द पॉइंट सिर्फ सन टैन ही मिलेगा. अगर आपको वो सन का विटामिन डी को विटामिन D3, मतलब वो जो सन से आता है वो D2 है और जो बॉडी इस्तेमाल करता है वो D3 है, वो कन्वर्जन के लिए फैट की जरूरत है, विच इज द इसेंशियल फैट कमिंग फ्रॉम योर घी एंड योर chutney, which includes some nuts and also chas. So make sure that you're including these things in your lunch. Then the very, very, very important meal for all of you guys to plan, and you may have also experienced this, कि अगर आप ये 4 से 6 बजे का मील प्लान नहीं करते हैं तो इस टाइम पे जो भी सामने दिखता है वो आप खा लोगे. This is the time when you feel like junking the most, and this is a meal that really needs to be very, very, very well planned. And what are the options that you can have here? Before I tell you the options, I want to tell you why. So you've heard of this hormone cortisol. Cortisol, जिसको easy terms में कहते हैं stress hormone. And we all know that you guys have a very high stress life anyway. Now this cortisol, it naturally rises in the morning at 6 a.m. and dips in the evening at 6 p.m. और ये डिप होना जरूरी है, क्योंकि अगर ये डिप नहीं हुआ शाम को तो वो आपकी रात की नींद बिगाड़ेगा. And it will spoil then everything else for you. It will become a chain of lethargy, tiredness, you काम कर रहे हो पर दिल नहीं लग रहा है. All these kind of issues will happen. And you're not even in love. Ideally, distractions should happen when you're in love, but it will happen because you're not allowing the cortisol to regulate itself properly. So if you eat a wholesome meal, this cortisol will get its natural dip. So what are your options here? You can do things like, currently, because mango is in season, a great option is to do a mango or a mango milkshake. But again, we're very scared of the mango क्योंकि हमको लगता है ओ diabetes है तो mango नहीं खा सकते, oh it's too fattening. Well, let me tell you that mango हो या banana हो या chiku हो या apple हो या berries हो या whatever, all fruits contain the same sugar. It's called as fructose, which is nothing but fruit sugar. और ये जो fructose है, it is low in glycemic index. मतलब वो आपका blood sugar को फट से बढ़ाता नहीं है, वो steady state पे बढ़ाता है. So the body treats a mango just the same way as what it will treat an apple or any other fruit for that matter. But because it is local, because it is something that is sold by our farmers and doesn't have the budgets to market itself, हमको उसका value नहीं है. But mango is great. Mango is also recommended for all diabetics, in fact, by the American Diabetic Association. उनकी list of fruits में for diabetics, mango is one of the fruits, so please don't fear it. So a mango or a mango milkshake is a great option. Other things that you can include are things like, घर पे बनाए हुए snacks, चिवड़ा है, चकली है, any homemade laddu, or even once you resume office, things like a sandwich, this is a good time to have that, or a roti from lunch, usme ghee and jaggery dal ke you can have that also. If you have this meal, you will not feel a slump in energy, you will not feel tiredness, you will not feel lethargy. Also, it will prevent you from overeating at dinner. And which brings me to dinner, very important meal. Dinner mein, what you should be eating is rice. I'm going to say this again. Dinner में what you should be eating is rice. Okay, हमको rice से बहुत डर लगता है, but that's the grain that sustains, that's the grain that keeps us healthy and fit forever. So what you can do, you can have things like dal chawal, you can have things like khichdi, pulao, but what do we feel about rice? Oh no, it's all carbs and it's fattening and it's too good, it's too tasty to be true that you can eat rice and become thin and you can lead a very fit and healthy and a disease-free life. But yes, that's the fact, because rice is not just carbs, and we already know that we shouldn't look at food as carbohydrate, protein, fats, and calories. Is rice local? Yes. Is it in season? Yes, it's an all-season fruit. It's an all-season grain. And is it traditional? Absolutely. It's been going on from generations to generations. We've been eating rice. Okay, so eat your rice. For anybody especially who has issues of bloating, constipation, जिनको लगता है कि सुबह को बाथरूम में बहुत टाइम लगता है, for poor sleep, Anybody who has cramps in the legs when they sleep in the night, rice is the thing that will work really well. So dal, chawal, ghee, khichdi, pulao, any traditional preparation of rice is what you should eat at night. That's how you plan your day for food. All right. Now, I know you must be thinking कि आपने तो सभी बोल दिया, सब चीज खाओ, पर कितना खाओ? That's a big question mark in all of our heads. So how much to eat is what I want to tell you now. There are 3 S's that you must remember when it comes to eating. The first S is that you eat your food preferably in by sitting in a cross leg position. You know, आप कोशिश करो कि आप नीचे बैठ के खा सको. If that's not possible, you sit on your chair, but you try to cross your legs and sit. Right now, while you're at home, you will definitely be able to do this. When you resume office, एक पैर तो ऊपर ले ही सकते हो, if not both your legs. So sit cross leg. What that will do, it will allow for better blood circulation to the stomach and to the gut. तो आप जो भी खा रहे हो, वो अच्छे से body digest करके, पचा के, you know, it will be able to deliver all the nutrients that your body requires. The second S is that you eat in silence, that you ensure that you are not watching anything while you are eating your food. All right. You have to, food is basically, you have to remember this, that food is not meant for entertainment. Okay. Food is meant for nourishment. And the only way it will nourish you is if you are paying attention to what you're eating. Also, you will notice that if you pay attention to what you're eating, then you will never need a dietitian again to ever tell you kitna khana chahiye. And ideally that is wrong. Nobody should be able to tell. Nobody will know how much you want to eat at one time. Only you and your stomach and your, you know, your tongue will be able to tell you that. But only if you are paying attention to what you're eating. So eat in silence. So no phone, no newspaper, no magazine, no laptop, no TV, no iPad, nothing while you're eating food. And the third S is to eat slowly. So it's important that you eat slowly. You chew your food well. You, till you don't finish what you, the bite in your mouth, don't put your hand into the plate for the next one. Hum kya karte hain that even before we finish chewing this, our hand is inside our plate and the next bite is ready. It doesn't work like that. Okay, you have to eat slowly. Kitne daant diye humko? 32. Actually to 32 times chabana chahiye. I understand that may not be possible always, but at least work at eating slowly. And so this is how you decide your portions. There's one more tool that I want to just help you out with, is called as a mental meal map. Okay, we've developed this to for you to understand ki kab rukna chahiye. What you do is when you look at your food, you make a visual image. Ki how much do you want to eat? Say suppose your visual image is that I want to eat 3 chapatis right now, but you serve yourself only 50% of your visualization. So 1.5. Serve on your plate only 1.5, not all 3 together. Eat that 1.5 slowly. When you finish eating that, if you're still hungry, you make a visual image again. And if suppose your visual image again says 1 chapati or again 1.5, you serve only half of that. What that will do is it will bring you to a point where you feel light, you feel energetic, and you feel like, okay, now I'm satisfied. And that's where you stop eating. You are always better off stopping when you feel that I'm feeling comfortable and I'm feeling satiated with my meal. But don't eat to a point that makes you feel stuffed, and you know that makes you feel like abhi for hours together you will not be able to eat anything. You have to eat in a way that you're able to eat something again within the next 2 to 3 hours. Only then will you achieve good health. Only then will you achieve fat burning. Only then will your body get a chance to boost the immunity, to regulate blood sugars, to regulate blood pressure, to allow for constipation to go. That's how you should be eating. So use this mental meal map. The fourth thing that I want to talk about, which is very, very important, is exercise. Okay. You guys make time for many things when it comes to work, but you really need to make time for exercise as well. All that you need is just 150 minutes. That's minimum though, but even if you begin with that, just 150 minutes a week of exercise to lead a fit, healthy, and a disease-free life. 150 minutes is about 25 to 30 minutes max a day, or you can do like an hour on alternate days, whatever that works for you. But what kind of exercise should you do? And okay, of course, why exercise? I think we all know why exercise, because not just does it help you to get fitter, but it helps the brain to function better. It helps the heart to function better because your heart is a muscle. Okay, it also helps your hormones to regulate itself for anybody who's having hormonal issues of PCOD, thyroid, very, very important to exercise. And it also helps obviously your bones to get denser, and we want all of these things. So exercise for that. There are 4 S's when it comes to fitness. The first S is strength. The second S is stability. The third S is stretching or flexibility. And the fourth S is stamina. Now, for exercise to qualify as exercise, it needs to improve these 4 S's. So I know you guys may have heard of this very often, and you get this advice that bas walking kar lo, that's the best exercise. But let me tell you, walking is not the best exercise. Walking does not improve any of these 4 S's. Any exercise form which improves these 4 S's is the only one that is qualified as exercise. It means exercise is basically a challenging activity. Walking is just an activity. So walking is of course very important, but it's not a replacement to exercise. So what are the things that you can do? You can do yoga asanas, you can do strength training, you can do Surya Namaskars. In fact, if you just go on to Rujuta's social media pages, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, you will see plenty of exercise videos. We have just done a head project where there are exercise challenges. She puts out asanas, so many things that you can do for various conditions as well. So you must definitely get started with exercise, and this is a good time to invest. Okay, it's worth the investment. It will ensure that you do not have to do any kind of expenditures on health and medicine later in life. So think about it. And the last thing that I want to talk to you about is sleep. One of the most underrated aspects of good health is sleep. We really do not value it as much as what we should. It's the asset that we have that is going to give us priceless health in return. And if it wasn't important, just like the way evolution got rid of our tails, it would get rid of sleep as well, but it's not. That means that it's very crucial. So you need to sleep on time, because there is a very important hormone. It's called as growth hormone. This growth hormone only peaks at night if you're sleeping, and its time is about 9:30, 10 in the night to 4:35 in the morning. Why is this peak important? क्योंकि वो रात को ही सब काम करता है, of muscle recovery, of fat burning, of rebuilding of muscles, also things like memory, creativity, emotional development of children also. And even for us, we say things like, I'll sleep over it. Where's that phrase come from? Sleep over it matlab, when you sleep, you will be able to wake up with some kind of a decision or a conclusion, because a lot of work happens, but only if you're sleeping. So you need to do a few things here. Number one, fix your bedtime. And it should not be later than midnight maximum. Ideally, as close to the peak of the growth hormone, which is 9:30 to 10:30 ke aspas, if you sleep, that will be excellent. But fix your bedtime and fix a wake up time. Wake up time should not be too much later than sunrise, and sleep time not later than midnight for sure. The second thing with sleep, which is very important, is ensure that you keep yourself completely free of all gadgets at least 30 minutes before you go to sleep. Because a light, any kind of a light from the gadget tells your brain that it is day when it's actually night. And instead of the body producing the hormones of the night and allowing you to unwind and go to sleep, it will make you all the more alert and active, and you will become like one ullu in the night, and we don't want to go through that. Din mein sone ka man karta hai aur raat ko, you're not able to fall asleep. So don't do that. Make sure that your phone and all your gadgets are 60 minutes are off at least 30 minutes, ideally 60 minutes, but at least begin with 30 minutes. If you have a husband who's watching TV, please ask the husband to move out or move the TV out. You stay in the room. Then the third thing that's very important for anybody who's having an issue to fall asleep, what you can do is you can take a little bit of ghee and rub it on the sole of your feet with your own palm till your palm feels slightly warm. This will allow you to completely unwind and get into restful sleep. For those of you who experience very high stress or have issues of any kind of anxiety, or just have a lot of workload and you just want to kind of unwind, this is a thing that will really help you, especially around audit times and stuff like that, or especially before a major case. These things will work very, very well. Or something that you're not able to crack and you feel like, okay, I really need to sleep over it, please definitely rub ghee on the sole of your feet before sleeping so that you can wake up with a bright idea. And the last thing, what works beautifully right now, especially for your immunity, is haldi milk. हल्दी मिल्क बिफोर स्लीपिंग एट नाइट. इट वर्क्स लाइक मैजिक. उसमें आप थोड़ा सा केसर भी डाल सकते हो, थोड़ा सा सूंठ, दैट इज ड्राई जिंजर पाउडर, एंड थोड़ी सी शक्कर, एंड विद मिल्क. इट्स अ ब्यूटीफुल नाइट कैप. It will make sure that you don't have to wake up again and again in the night to use the loo. And of course, it boosts your immunity as well. हल्दी के बारे में हम सबको पता है about its anti-inflammatory effects, about its antibacterial, antiviral properties. We also do know how the West is now selling things like turmeric latte. You know, it's just that हमारे पास अंग्रेजी में नाम नहीं था, पर अभी वो भी आ गया है, तो अभी तो जरूर पियो, क्योंकि दादी नानी खुश होएगी if you drink it, and it will keep you free from all kinds of infections and diseases. So that's what I would like you to be doing. These are a few points. I'm just going to do a very quick recap and then we can take on all questions. So firstly, don't weigh yourself. Please just look at metabolic health parameters, you know, your energy level, sleep quality, and your exercise compliance. For all women, PMS period is not a normal thing. So do not ensure that you're getting smooth periods. The other thing is, don't look at food as carbohydrate, protein, fats, and calories. Look at it as local, seasonal, and traditional. With food, ensure that you're planning your day like the way I explained, the way to plan. Don't start your day with tea, coffee. Have a fresh breakfast. Include ghee, chas, and chutney with your lunch, and eat rice for dinner. Make sure that you are making time for exercise. 20 to 25 minutes a day is good. And at least 30 minutes before sleeping at night, you switch off all your gadgets. Do these things and you'll be able to lead a very fit, healthy, and a disease-free life. Thank you.
I think, Jinal, I think really tons of wisdom coming from you. And again, as we say, the problem with common sense is it's not so common. So similarly, I think this is an area of talk where you have guided us through diet and nutrition. Things are very common. It's about keeping it very simple. And again,
Absolutely.
going back to the retro, go in short, if I have to say, अपने को राज कपूर और देवानंद के फेज में जाना है, in other words, अपनी दादी नानी के फेज में जाना है.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So
That is
whatever
a
they,
short way of getting fit.
yeah, so whatever they say, for example, just a very simple thing, I have heard Mr. Kapil Dev, the greatest cricket player to ever to have played the game. He once said that today's generation of fast bowlers get so injured so frequently. He said that yes, I never went to the high, I never took that protein shakes and all that. I used to have lots of ghee and that provided flexibility to my body. अब घी खाओगे ही नहीं तो body में flexibility होगा ही नहीं. So
Absolutely.
so I completely agree. So now I'll just proceed ahead and I'll request the participants. We are really pressed for the time. And I will be trying to take some of the questions and put forward to the speaker. Before that, Jinal, would it be possible for you just to communicate to them how they can connect with you if they want to? Apart from following you in the social media, they want to take appointment or something, how it can be planned out?
So basically, you know, we have our website. So on the website, there's an option to write to us directly. So if they go onto our website, which is rujutadiwekar.com, there's a place where you can just write an inquiry directly or question to us, and we will be able to address that. And we make sure that we answer all of our inquiry emails.
So to all the participants, that is the first thing you may do. Second, I think they are very active on the social media, and they also, like Udan Saluters, believe in sharing the knowledge with the joy. So lots of their videos are there whereby free knowledge, I'm trying to say free, I'm using the word, it may sound crude, but it's a very practical word I'm using because they are also professionals at the end of the day, but they're doing it still. Hats off to them. So the first question coming straight to your Jinal is, this is for the specifically for the people who are vegetarians. So what is the good source of protein for them? And again, very simple sources of protein.
Absolutely. Okay. See, here's the thing, you know, we feel like there is one thing that you have to eat for protein and another thing that you have to eat for fiber. But when you look at our Indian food, it provides us with all the nutrients. So what we need to do is not look at food as carbohydrate, protein, fats and calories. क्योंकि अगर हम देखो तो rice भी जो है ना, it is very, very rich in essential amino acids, which is nothing but protein. But we don't understand that because that's not how it's being marketed as. We never eat rice by itself. You know, we eat rice with dal or dahi or kadhi. You know, we have combinations, which makes it an even richer source of essential amino acids, which is protein. तो रही बात प्रोटीन की, तो अगर आप ट्रेडिशनल फूड्स खाओगे, you know, then you will get your due requirements of amino acids and protein. But this whole thing of eating a particular thing for protein or eating non-veg for protein, if that was the case, तो vegetarians should have been extinct by now. You know, it doesn't work like that. The thing is that हम जो भी सब अगर traditional है, जो time tested wisdom है, if we are eating like that, then we are getting all the nutrients that the body needs. एक और प्रॉब्लम क्या हो गया कि हमारे में ही वो ability नहीं रहा है to absorb nutrients from food. तो food तो सब कुछ लेके आता है, वो बोलता है भाई मेरे पास तो सब कुछ है, प्रोटीन भी है, पर तुम्हारे में ही ability नहीं है इसको पचाने को, तो हम क्या करें? So that's why we need to eat in a sustainable and a sensible manner.
Also, one more thing, this personal, this is not a question or something, but it's just an opinion, and you may just correct me if I'm wrong, or if I'm correct, you may build over it. It's very easy for us to have any packaged food or a popcorn when we go for a movie. 200, 250, 300 we'll be paying. But अगर मैंगो की बात करें, अगर अच्छी क्वालिटी की मैंगो जब लेनी है तो we will say कि it is so costly. या दूध प्योर दूध लेना है with a good cream content, we will say it's 80-90 rupees a liter. So how would you try to share
You
on this?
are so right and so bang on, and I'm so thankful to you for bringing this up, because we feel that all the time. We in fact also did this one project where we, for all the local fruits, जैसे ताड़गोला है, for example. So we made posters for ताड़गोला, सीताफल, many fruits like that, and we gave it to those vendors, and we wrote in that please do not bargain with them. क्योंकि जब आप मॉल जाके ब्रांडेड कपड़े खरीदते हो तो आप तो बार्गेनिंग नहीं करते हो. But when it comes to good quality stuff, which is our fruits or which is our दूध, good quality milk, we want to bargain. We don't want to buy good quality mangoes, वो हमको महंगा लगता है. So that's where the sensibility of individuals needs to come in, where if we want long term good health, we need to invest today. And if that means investing a little more money, time and resource to get the best quality of things, whether it's mangoes and ghee and milk, please do it, because it will safeguard you from a lot of medical expenses in the future. So yes, वो थोड़ा पैसा बचाने की अभी कोशिश मत करो.
The next question, lots of question coming on one particular subject matter of salt. So can you just talk in shortly about this, because we have lots of questions to cover.
Yes. Salt is a problem when it is coming in processed and packaged foods. So when it comes in the form of biscuits, Tetra Pak juices, colas, all of these processed foods, they have a lot of salt, which is in the form of preservatives, which is very bad for our bodies. But the salt that we use at home in our cooking is excellent. So that needs to be part of your food. And जहाँ पर आप ऊपर से salt डालते हो, जैसे छाछ है, या sometimes हम लोग को watermelon के ऊपर भी अच्छा लगता है, उधर you use काला नमक, Himalayan salt or kala namak, that is nice. Right. But regular cooking, white salt.
Okay. Next question is, please give your opinion on intermittent fasting. Does it really help to reduce weight? Give information other than what is available on Google.
Well, intermittent fasting only helps to ensure that you go fully crack in your brain, is what I have figured with time. See, the thing is that this whole thing of eating just 2 times in the day or fasting for 16 hours, it has led to many problems in the human body. So there was something called as a biology of human starvation. It's there in Rujuta's book, The 12-Week Fitness Project. I would urge everyone to read that. But just to quickly tell you what all it does, intermittent fasting or anything which is extreme in nature will make you lose your health. For women, it's very dangerous because they lose their periods, which is not at all a good thing. It will make you lose weight for a temporary period of time. But what you lose is not fat, you lose a lot of muscle weight. And instead, what happens afterwards is you end up gaining double the amount of what you have lost. So anything which is sustainable, anything which is a diet trend that is being sold to you in the name of so-called culture, because our ancestors never ate like this. अगर ancestors ate like this, तो चकरी, चिवड़ा, लड्डू, ये सब चीजें वो कब खाते थे? वो बीच में ही खाते थे. तो where are all these things coming from? So anything which is unsustainable and extreme in nature and depriving in nature have to be kept away from. So no kind of diet trends, definitely no fasting.
So just what you have just said, that if I have to put it very simply and convey the message, it's to eat like villages, basically.
Yeah.
Simple, no what to say, complications or over branding of anything. Very simple. Dal, chawal, roti, sabji. Absolutely. And nature, related to nature.
Absolutely. For all our children, we always tell them that if any food has an ad, it is bad. So that's what even we adults need to follow.
That's the mantra. Very good. There is a lot of misconception about 2 fruits, basically. They say कि banana and guava should not be eaten because the cough हो जाता है, और mangoes नहीं खाना चाहिए ज़्यादा. तो उसके बारे में कुछ बताना चाहोगी?
See, the thing about ये banana और cuff का जो connection है वो purely misconception है. There is no connection whatsoever. So that's a complete myth. पर हमको डर क्यों लगता है banana, guava, mango, सीताफल, चीकू ये सब चीजों से, क्योंकि ये सारे बहुत टेस्टी है. और वेट लॉस इंडस्ट्री ने हमको ब्रेन वॉश कर दिया है कि अगर आपको फिट होना है तो आपको फूड ऐसा खाना है जो एकदम गंदा है टेस्ट में. So how can we eat our own local and very tasty stuff and get thin? But the fact is that you will only get thin and fit and lean and have good immunity if you're eating food that is good to taste and that belongs to your soil. So the problem है कि हमारे farmers के पास वो budgets नहीं है to market the way other fruits which are coming from outside the country have those budgets. So if we are really, today we are all about vocal for local, correct? This is the best way to be vocal for local. This is the best thing to do. Eat local, think global. You have to support your farmers. Currently in our country with the crisis going on, all of us wants to do something for people who are incapable of helping themselves right now. The one thing I feel that we can all do is patronize eating food that is local, and you will be helping the farmer directly.
So I think lots of good points coming. Now, before the ending, I'll just try to express some of the thoughts, what I have learned out of this session. It's not generally in as many words, but in my understanding. So I'll just try to say that the first and the foremost thing is that health is wealth. Second thing is that old concept, whatever our ancestor used to do, like eat like breakfast like a king, lunch like a prince, and a dinner like a pauper. To eat is a necessity, but to eat intelligently is an art. When diet is wrong, medicine is of no use. When diet is correct, medicine is of no need. Exercise is king, nutrition is queen. Put them together and you have got a kingdom. Our bodies are our gardens, and to which our wills are our gardeners. Your body is a temple, but only if you treat it as one. He who has health has hope, and he who has hope has everything. What will you say, Jinal?
I think this is beautiful. You are such a great poet. This is amazing. I loved it. No, this is all that it is. It is about building good habits. It is about eating in a sustainable manner, always using your common sense, which will help you to get good health, and that will allow you to lead a very healthy, fit, and disease-free life, and sustainable, irreversible, permanent weight loss also.
So friends, I'm very sorry ki I would not be able to take much of the questions because we have already shooted out the time, and I would not be wanting to keep the honorable esteemed speaker extend for the time, because we as professionals all value the time. So Jinal, currently there are more than 95 questions still, people punching in from various Instagram, Facebook Live, Zoom. I think the only way to is key first, definitely this video will be available in the Facebook of today's session. So lots of point what people are trying to ask, you have already covered very well. You have covered. Second is will be also uploading in the YouTube, so definitely people can go there and again watch it. Third, your and Rujuta's lots of video sessions and Instagram, also a lot of posts are already there in the Facebook or other social media, and your website is the best source to come. And third is they can take your appointment. Jinal, I'm very, 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 very thankful to you for devoting precious time out of your busy schedule and agreeing to share your wisdom with all the professionals. And I'm very sure ki we all have gathered lots of wisdom. Again, I'll say, I use this word a lot because wisdom is something not what we learn out of the books, but it is more of to the practical things what we learn in our life. And wisdom is all about keeping it simplicity. What
Absolutely.
great Chanakya or the Tenali Rams used to do.
Yes.
So Birbal used to do. So in today's, in this subject matter, you are the Birbal for us, the general public.
Well, this is wisdom is collective also, right? It is all wisdom that's coming from the collective wisdom of our grandmothers and grandfathers and everyone from our ancestors. Yeah.
Right. So thank you very much, Jinal. And I'm much obliged to you, and I'm very sure the audience would also be. Just before ending, I'll request everyone, tomorrow a very big session is coming of Dr. Adil Malia on leadership management, how in this the time of the crisis, when the things are very destructive in nature, how every one of should be dealing with it. Please don't miss it for tomorrow. And once again, thank you very much, Jinal, and good night to everyone.
Thank you. Good night. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.